Money, cash, hoes. Money, cash, hoes. Come on. Money, cash, hoes. Money, cash, hoes. Come on. Shout out Jay-Z, Jigga, and the Dark Man X. Real Rap, episode 4. Oh my God. In a world full of fake funk, we vow to always bring you that real rap. I'm joined by two kings, my boy Hyde Reacts and my boy MAT Matt. How you guys doing, man?
Hey, appreciate it.
I'm feeling fresh tonight, man.
And I appreciate y'all joining me tonight, man. We got a couple topics we're gonna talk about. We was already offline. Y'all was going in, man. Y'all just want to touch on those last points y'all was hitting before we get into, the fuck shit.
So before we went live, we were basically just talking about how right now, the way the internet's set up, especially YouTube, it's not really whether you're good or bad, it's attention. So the total views is the thing that matters. So you see a lot of commentators with unpopular opinions, but they're getting views. So they're winning, and because they're getting the reaction out of people.
Facts. Is there art behind that shit, or it's just that's who they is?
Oh, there's art behind it.
I think they figured out what works. They probably tried several things, and then they figured, oh, being the heel gets me the most attention.
That's true.
You can be a professional troll, man. If you're a professional troll, you can get paid. Or you gotta you can be with the monkey shit. The monkey shit get motherfuckers rolling in. Facts. I'm watching a lot of monkey shit programming, and I got to tell you, it's like watching a fucking train wreck. It's hard to turn away. I know
you was watching Star in the morning the other day. Yo, Matt, you watch Star in the morning?
If I catch him, yeah. Even if I don't catch him, I'll go back and peep the old replay. Star's an artist at what he do, man. He really is. No matter if he could be drinking, he could be lit, but he keep his same format. He is still business. He don't deviate from what it is they do. And he's a fucking troll. And he good at it, man.
Now, Matt, let me ask you a question, man. How up to speed are you with this whole Charlamagne the God incident? You 100%? You know everything?
Listen. I couldn't open up Twitter without seeing the mountain of tweets by you.
Listen, man.
All these pictures of Charlamagne. I'm like, man, I don't see anything else but Charlamagne's face.
Yo, they blocked me on Twitter. I got suspended. Twitter told
you got shadow banned?
No, Twitter told me to go sit my ass in the corner, bro. I'm suspended on Twitter. And I broke my phone. Well, I didn't break my phone. My phone just broke on itself this morning. And now I can't even send a number. I can't even give it a number to, you know what I mean? To log back in or nothing like that.
What were you doing? Bullying?
Nah, somebody was saying some stupid shit. And then I said the word nigga. And then they said I got they gave me a hateful conduct.
You can't say that.
I'm like, how many, man? I saw a nigga 100 times in response, in replies. You know what I'm saying? It was some dumb bitch that hit me with that shit, man.
Yeah, bro. If it's offensive, they'll shut you down.
But Matt, do you feel like Star, this whole situation, do you feel like he's just exploiting this young lady, or do you feel like he did this to actually bring recognition to it? Because like Hyde was telling me, he actually exposed African Bambaataa too. So how you feel about that?
It's hard to know what's to read his mind. We can't read his mind or what his intentions are, but we can say that both is basically happened from him making the comments.
How you feel about that, Hyde?
You already know how I feel. He fucking exploited him. Simple. Listen, man, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'm for exploitation. I don't if you want to get exploited, I'm down with doing it. That's fine. That's in a sense, that's the role that the internet plays. Somebody or something gets exploited on a daily basis. The point, what gets me is when you try to make it out to be I don't make it out to be nothing other than what it is. Listen, man, he did not give a fuck about that shit. He knew about that shit. He kept saying, I got the receipts. And I'm gonna tell you the one thing he said that stood out to me, and a lot of people, some people let it go by. I think a couple of people caught it. My man said, he was telling Lansky, yeah, Leonard think he getting out of this barrel. No, not tonight, nigga. I'm taking the crab back down. Come on, crab, you coming down with the rest of the crab.
Oh my God, they came out with the t-shirts and everything.
I'm telling you, the crab, you get back in the barrel.
They had the crab on the shirt. He said, "Come home with family."
Yeah. And like I said, bro, I'm not. Listen, I ain't mad at Star. Like, because that African body shit, he went in on that, and what he did was, even if he exploited the situation, he still managed to uncover some pedophilia shit that need to be uncovered. You know what I'm saying? This shit has been going on since the 70s. This man raping on little boys and shit, and ain't nobody said nothing.
But was he the only person that came out and said that?
He was the first person to exploit it.
So that he don't get no credit from you?
Well, yeah, he do. I told you he was. That's when I really started fucking with him when that happened. Because I was like, damn. I mean, because when he tell you he's friends to none of y'all, he means that.
Oh yeah.
Shit, he ain't nobody's friend. And that's why I didn't let him look at my channel neither.
All right, shit. I want to shout out LowkTV in the chats. You guys should go subscribe to him. LOAKTV. You know what I'm saying? He just started doing videos, so you guys should definitely check him out. He's a cool brother. I tried to get him on, but he's
what else I see you out there, man.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Plex. Look at man. Mr. Plex is a comment section assassin. Every comment section I've been in, as far as this whole Charlamagne incident, he's been in there just ripping this motherfucker apart, man. And I love every second of it.
I want to give a shout out to my homie Spy 2 out of Houston, man. A huge Pac fan. Big ups to him, man. What up, homie? I see you out there. Hey, Lowkey, let me tell you something about that shit too. I'm gonna put this out here because this I believe is factual. That fucking petition.
Oh yeah.
Petition is straight, but 50% of the motherfuckers on that petition, they didn't sign it because of that girl. They signed it because they don't like him.
I'm looking at the petition right now. It says they got 15,887 supporters.
7,750 of them don't like him. They don't give a fuck whether that woman was raped or not. They can care less. They don't like him.
Matt, you feel like this dude's gonna get fired from the Breakfast Club, or you feel like this is just a distraction?
I feel like the Breakfast Club had to know.
They knew.
They knew, and they hired him anyway. So I don't think he's gonna lose his job. Because it'd be one thing if he didn't tell them, and this came out, then they would fire him. But I have a feeling he told them, and they were okay with it.
Listen, and one more thing about this whole shit. I don't give a fuck what state you live in. I Googled it the other night. The lowest age for consensual sex in the United States is 16.
16.
16 is the lowest.
Wow.
If you bang down a 15-year-old chick, that shit is statutory rape. I don't give a fuck who you are.
You know what's so crazy? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think over in France, I think the age of consent is 14.
Oh, it's in some places in Mexico, it's 12.
Wow.
12.
That's
and
crazy.
In Africa, I think Angola.
Wow.
In Angola, man, it's like 12. You know what I'm saying? So, point being that in any state is 15 to go to the pen age. If he's statutory, it's statutory rape regardless. You cannot plead out on statutory rape, which means something else happened.
Right.
You can't plead out on statutory rape. You just can't. They couldn't give him no lesser charge. Something else happened, man. You got a better chance of pleading out of a murder charge.
Well, what did they charge him?
I think some delinquency. What they charging with, fam?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, they were drinking underage, and so so aiding a minor
or some shit like that. Yeah, they did some fuck shit.
All right, Kings. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me. In the words of Star in the Morning, slow down. Slow the fuck down. we got the Queen, Drea from the Bay, joining us. How are you, Drea?
I'm good. How are you?
I want you. I want you to meet my boy Hyde, my boy Matt. Say what's up, fellas.
Hey, what's good?
Okay.
So we just right now, Dre, we just talking about this whole Charlamagne the God incident. Did you get caught up on that? I know you've been going through some things.
Not really. I really hadn't got too much caught up on it. I did see about the audio where he was, I guess, describing the incident or a incident with some girl that was passed out or whatever. I
Right,
did.
right.
I did see that audio about that though.
And quickly, I just want to say this, guys. Drea just came out the hospital. She's been going through a lot. If you guys, show us some love, you know what I'm saying? Wish us some, get well soon. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, guys, because it's all love here. You know what I mean? It's all positivity here. You feel me?
No
For
doubt.
sure.
But no, I feel you. Andrea, can you please? I need you to turn your mic up if you can. But do you feel like he should be fired? I mean, after all the things that the things that he's saying, that the tweets he's put out, he's incriminated himself, you know what I mean, verbally. Do you think that he should be fired? Also along with this petition, there's almost 16,000, you know what I'm saying? There's almost 16,000 signatures. Almost 16,000 people want this man out of that seat. How you feel? You think he should be fired, or do you think he should, he doesn't deserve to be fired?
Doesn't Howard Stern still have a job?
I don't know if Howard Stern accused of rape. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with him like that.
I mean, but he's a shock jock. He said and done a lot of things that were, unsavory, and he probably should have been fired a long time ago too. But I mean, me as a woman, I feel like, rape or even the whole thing about consent, that's not something you should be playing around with or being nonchalant about or whatever. So,
Nice.
I mean, fire him if I feel. Do I feel like he personally should be fired? I mean, I don't listen to the Breakfast Club no way, so it doesn't make me
Right.
any difference.
Right. I don't wake up that early. You know what I mean?
I mean, fire him, but he's just one guy in a long list of guys out there that do the same shit. Not saying that it's that makes it any better, because it definitely doesn't. But I mean, you get rid of one, a couple of more is gonna pop up. So
that's true. That's a good.
I feel like people gotta do what they gotta do. If they feel like he needs to go, he needs to go. I mean, if you rape the woman, yeah, you should be in jail, pretty much.
Facts. Now we got Mr. Plex in the comments saying the petition will need to be 100,000 plus. I guess he's saying for him to be fired. So is that true?
Well, so like two things. Like I said earlier, did he disclose this to them when he got the job? And then the second thing is, I feel like if he did, that his odds of getting fired are pretty low, simply because if he's not on that show, do y'all think people are going to tune into Angela Yee and DJ Envy?
Absolutely not.
Ain't nobody.
So too much money's on the line for them to just let him go.
I mean, I feel like the females will. A lot of females will. Dre, you feel like females will still continue watching with, the what you call it, the rumor report, and just the songs that DJ Envy plays? Oh shit, Dre, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was not listening.
Okay, no. Do you feel like? Damn. What damn?
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry,
excuse me.
Yo, she's sipping.
My other phone went off, and I have to respond to a text.
Dre is
so
sipping. Sorry. All right, you good though? You all right now?
I'm great. I'm good. Dude.
So I just want to ask you this quick question. Do you feel like, damn, what did I ask, Hyde? I forget what I asked.
Did she feel like that people will still watch the show if he got?
Yeah, with Angela Yee, doing the female stuff, and the DJ Envy playing Drake all morning.
And once again, I don't even watch the Breakfast Club. I don't listen to it. So, I don't know. I really don't have an opinion on that right now.
How you feel about that, Hyde?
That man is not getting fired. You risking lawsuits, man. He already told them. And that's why Star took that shit down, because it was already known you pulling up some other shit, man. Motherfuckers gonna start getting hit with a seat. And let me be clear when I tell you, I don't give a fuck about Charlamagne one way or the other. But I'm telling you, I've read the statute. When a plea deal is agreed to, it is agreed to. Nobody's going to jail and nobody's losing no fucking jobs. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. But if we're just saying that, and the fact that, say, hypothetically, there 100,000 people sign that petition, it wouldn't be a separate type of situation.
My man, when the last time something happened with a fucking petition?
I mean, you know how many?
I'm curious.
You know how many people have who signed a petition for Trump to be impeached? I mean, you know how many people signed that?
Yeah, it don't mean shit.
No, nobody. They would take that petition and wipe their ass with it. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing about a petition.
I'm not saying that a petition can't, affect change, because sometimes it can. But I mean, like, what's the petition gonna do? Is this a petition just to get him fired? Okay, he's fired. Then what? I mean, are we gonna try to get some charges going? I mean, like, what's the end game with that?
The end game has already happened. It's over.
Yeah, the case has already been closed. Like, if he had let them know and they were okay with it, and then all of a sudden they fire him because of it,
contracts.
He could sue them.
Yes, they got a contract. If he don't violate the terms of that contract, he got a job, and he discloses to him. That's why they don't talk about it on the show. He don't have to address anybody. But the fact that he agreed to something. That's why I said in my stream the other day, I don't know what closure she wants. There is no closure. The only closure is me choking the fucking shit out of him while he dies, and that's the only thing that makes me happy. Aside from that,
Shout out Houston. Shout out.
An apology ain't gonna unrape her. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that can come out of this. Nothing good.
Yeah, her opportunity was the first time they were in court, not years later.
But it's actually it is kind of. I mean, look, I feel bad that her parents kind of put her in that situation because they weren't real parents and said, "Hey, no, we're not letting this happen." As far as her being around a 22-year-old, and then also when they let her be around him, and then whatever happened, allegedly, whatever happened, transpired. They didn't even give her the opportunity to speak for herself. I think that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever happened, allegedly. You feel me?
Dude, it wasn't even her parents. It was her mother and her uncle.
Her mother and her uncle?
Yeah. Her mother and her uncle took control of this situation. They pled her dignity out to a fucking alcohol charge.
Wow.
A 15-year-old dignity, they pled out to an alcohol charge. That's what they did.
I want to hop in the comments real fast. I want to thank Split Fire for being here. She says her confession alone, no old, but new to many people, should be pink slip. I want to shout out LowkeyTLIVE. He says he won't get any further deals. Mr. Plex says, y'all don't know if he has a contract or whatever. He can be terminated. They will just pay him to go away. That's true. They could just give him a buyout. They
don't have to accept it though.
You don't?
He signed a contract. Shit, they try buyouts all the time in the NBA. Motherfucker don't want it. I want the full shit.
And if you guys can, pull up the chat and if you go on my channel, everybody in the panel right now, if you go on the channel, on my channel, LowkeyTLIVE, in a different window, you guys can see everybody chatting in the comments. We got a couple people in here and they going in. So, Drea, how you feeling tonight? You sipping?
I'm good.
Yeah. I know you don't sip. It's your first live with us. I want to welcome you. Say what's on your mind.
Man, I don't know. Like I'm just chilling right now.
No, we're gonna get to basketball in a little bit. We're gonna get to basketball in a little bit.
Well, you know basketball is my favorite topic. I can talk about anything. I can talk about the nitty gritty and all that other stuff, but I'm like I'm good vibes over here. Basketball is good vibes for me. So hey.
So throughout the panel, it's agreed that we're kind of beating the dead horse right now as far as the Charlamagne incident.
Yeah, I've said what I
think it's a wrap on, man. I think it's a wrap.
Facts. All right, shit. Which I want to get into. We got LeBron James as far as the mural host, the whole mural situation. We got the Me Too Mafia out here, you know, silent. We got Adrien Broner. We got Drake's KiKi. Huh? We got a whole bunch of shit.
No, who's the mafia? Which one?
The Me Too Mafia.
Oh.
Hashtag Me Too. I just call them the Me Too Mafia.
Oh yeah, they finna get on board.
When they come after you, it's over.
You're gonna get folks mad, calling in the Me Too Mafia.
They the mafia. When they come at, look, one allegation, your career is over. I'm staying away from them.
They finna get Wood Harris now. His ass is on the line right now too.
I saw you made a video about that. Talk about that, because I feel like a lot of people wasn't even aware of that. I wasn't aware of that.
Well, apparently he whooping ass like he Avon Barksdale for real. He see, this what got me. They said my man punched her in her neck. Who punches somebody in the neck? Will he miss her head?
What happened? She pressing charges?
Yeah, they said this shit happened in April. She said she got hit several times in the stomach, ribs and neck.
Dre, let me ask you a question. Is it ever appropriate or ever a moment where a man is allowed to put his hands on a female? What's your opinion?
Man, I don't think anybody should be putting their hands on anybody, male or female. If I'm a woman and I'm arguing with my dude or a dude in general, I'm not going to put my hands on him. I don't care how mad at him I am, and he shouldn't be putting his hands on me. I mean, I don't think so, but, you know, there's some people out there who have that attitude. Like, if you step to a man like a man, you're going to get knocked down like a man. There's some dudes who subscribe to that, but I'm like, now, player, because it's still a woman. But like I said, in general, don't put your hands on anybody. That's how I feel. So I'm not gonna go in a man's face and think like if I smack him, you know, that he ain't gonna do nothing. He might just knock my ass the fuck out, you know.
Listen, so, I can respect that. I know Hyde and Matt can respect that also.
Yeah, but and then in the same vein, like, you better hope I stay knocked out, because if I'm getting up swinging.
You guys find it kind of odd though that the hashtag Me Too people, they haven't said a word about this whole situation. I mean, it is involving, you know.
They don't let shit slide. It's coming.
It's kind of weird, you said?
I said it's coming. They don't let the shit slide.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
What do you think they waiting for?
Shit, they just barely came out.
Oh, okay.
I called it yesterday. His shit might be over. Listen, anybody who doing raping and beating, if you raping and beating, your shit is over. Harvey Weinstein, over. Kevin Spacey, over.
I forgot about Kevin Spacey.
Bill Cosby, over. Your shit is dead, man.
I want to ask though, like, you guys over here, like, any of you guys got your own little Me Too moments that y'all want to talk on?
Me Too. Oh, hell no.
I know Matt got one. No, I'm just kidding. Matt
Come on now, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, you can step into the light. You have a lot of support going on right now with the movement. So if you got some words you want to say about, you know, women, like, you know, she touched you inappropriately or whatever, you want to speak on it.
Oh, you mean being hit by a woman or beating a chick up?
Say what?
Do you mean
she's messing with us?
Female or another female? Which one?
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, y'all was all talking at the same damn time.
No, I was saying, what do you mean? Do you mean being beat up by a female or beating a female up?
I'm just saying, like,
because I've been punched by a chick before.
Well, I mean, like, you know, when we talking about the Me Too moment, people are talking about their sexual harassment stories, and we hear a lot about the men who are harassing women, but you know, it's also the other way around, right? So,
I don't know. I don't really believe that.
I mean, you don't believe a man can be sexually harassed by a woman?
I don't believe a woman can rape a guy.
Yeah.
Well,
because the guy's just letting it happen.
That's wrong, man. A man can't be raped by a woman.
Okay, so say for example, some of the teachers that you hear about in the news who are sleeping with these little young teenage boys, you don't consider that rape? Statutory rape? You don't consider that rape? You consider that?
I consider it consensual. The boys are going along with it.
That's statutory rape, man.
I'm just saying the boys, if they didn't want to, they could easily not go along with it.
Well, the boy always wants to. That's a boy's dream right there, to be raped by.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. I look away for 1 second. I look away for 1 second. Hold on, what? Slow down.
It's still wrong because no grown ass woman should be looking at a little boy thinking.
Look, I agree that it's wrong, but every little boy has thought about it with the hot teacher, and if they say they haven't, they're lying.
Okay, so what about, I mean, the other way around? You think that's cool for a grown ass man to be?
No, because that's wrong, because the girl could not stop. Like if the guy, he can overpower the girl, and that would be rape. But with the boy and the woman, the boy could, like, he could push her off. He could prevent it.
He can't get soft though, man.
So y'all being over here.
I'm saying though, I'm just saying.
Standards and everything.
I believe it's wrong, but as far as like if we're gonna pretend like the boys didn't enjoy it, come on.
Well, it's wrong because it's a double standard. Because we look at women as being taken advantage of, and we think men cannot be taken advantage of. That's why we think it's wrong. Because in reality, that shit is statutory rape.
Let me hop up in the comments real quick, Hyde.
No, I need you to fall back for a second. Fall back.
Damn.
Damn.
All right.
I was just fucking with you.
Slow down, man. Slow down. I'm sipping now. You gonna sue me for taking his line. Spitfire says, I'll answer. A man should put his hands on a woman if and only if it's in self-defense. If himself or others incapable of defending themselves. And I think we all came to that agreement. You dig?
I mean,
so
even then, there's a way to do it to where you don't hurt her.
Right. You can restrain her.
Okay, I'm going to say something to Spitfire. Okay, so in the vein of you saying a man can and should put his hands on a woman if it's in self-defense, are we talking about you just going to walk up, you're going to just punch her, closed fist, open fist, whatever, punch her, smush her in the face, or more along the lines of you restraining that woman? You don't necessarily have to go and just punch her in the face or whatever. You can physically restrain that woman. You're
right.
I guess stronger than her. So you
that's overkill. The guy has to hold restraint. So like, even though he could hurt her, doesn't mean he should.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Even if she has a weapon?
Even if she has a weapon. I mean, okay. That changes the situation. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking no weapon. No weapon if she's coming at you.
Okay, that's like, say for example, me. I'm in law enforcement, right? So if I'm doing hand-to-hand combat with a suspect or something, that's
her hands work.
If my suspect has a knife, I originally had a taser. Like if he comes to that, to that fight with a knife, I'm putting my taser down and I'm picking up my gun and I'm shooting his ass. That's one thing. So savage. I'm just saying that's what we were taught. You bring a knife to like a gunfight or whatever like that. That's one thing right there. But I mean, if someone has a weapon and they're physically, their intent to actually do you harm, then I mean, all bets are off right there. I'm just saying, all bets are off.
I appreciate it.
But if a woman is like, if she's swinging at you, she's hitting you, she might be connecting. She's using her fist. You can restrain her. I mean, that shouldn't even be hard to do. You should be able to restrain a woman.
Right. You just grab her wrists or honestly, you could just you could run away, or you could just grab her and say, "Look, calm down. I'll let you go. Just stop swinging at me." Like I feel like at that point the guy has to show restraint. He can't like just haul off and punch her. That's just too much.
Facts. Now I apologize, y'all. Hyde know I do this every time. Matt know I do this every time. Drea know I do this every goddamn time. Where can they find you? Hyde, you go first. I do this every time.
You can. Hey. Hold on,
My
man.
memory is trash.
Don't stop. You can find me at Hyde Reacts. That's with a Z and not an S. Same thing as with my Twitter handle. It is HYDE7674. And I don't fuck with the gram or none of that other shit. Just YouTube and Twitter.
Got you. Matt, where can they find you, bro?
I just commented on the YouTube chat so they can see. They can just click my name right there. So
Andrea from the Bay, where can they hit you up and say how they feel?
Well, I told you the only place that I can be found is on Twitter. You know, my @ is Indelible D. If you don't know how to spell indelible, let me go ahead and spell that for you. That is INDELIBLE, capital D. All right.
You went out of your way to spell that shit. First time you told me that, I didn't even know how to spell that shit. I was like, what is that?
I had to pull out the dictionary for you.
Edible, right? Indelible, edible.
You didn't even know what that word meant, okay?
I didn't. That's a fact. You ain't got to say it. You ain't got to tell everybody, but that's a fact. Shit. All right. Shit. Hi. Tell us what's going on with Adrien Broner, man. This was news to me.
Man, from what I understand, a cat named I ain't deep in the rap game like I used to be, but a cat named Boston George, man, apparently drug Adrien Broner through the fucking strip club last night, man.
And just for everybody who don't know, Adrien Broner is, he's a famous. He's known worldwide. He's a boxer. He's friends with Floyd Mayweather, and I think he won in 2 divisions. He's a champion in two weight classes.
Yeah, but some other things came out after this. Apparently, there's some homosexual allegations about this man. Now, hey, if he is gay, that's his business. But I'm just saying, no one knew that. Boston George claimed that he had to put hands upon him for the fact that he was acting real not manly last night. He had to. They say he was acting. He had bitch-like tendencies or something, man. I don't know. Wow. But apparently, they drug him from the club, like up and down.
Yo, Matt, how you feel about people of a certain status still getting in the drama like that? I mean, you well off. You don't even have to go outside if you don't want to. You don't have to be. You don't have to be around certain people if you don't want to. How do you feel about people in those situations? At that status, subjecting themselves to that bullshit.
That's a situation where he's obviously not cutting off people close to him. They're bad influences. Like, people are like really bad about loyalty and it meaning forever. But if someone's like a bad influence on your life and it's making you become a worse person, you need to cut them out.
Facts. Drea, how you feel about that? How you feel about grown men fighting at the strip club? I don't know how you worded it. I mean, shit could get real. I'm not dismissing that. Shit could get real. But, that's not what they're there for.
And if you in a strip club fighting something wrong, you're supposed to be going in there already thrown. So, shoot, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I ain't never been to the strip club where some people were fighting or anything like that. But shit, you go there to have a good time. I mean, what the hell are you fighting over? What are you fighting for?
The monkey shit. That's what it's about. Motherfucker coming. Adrien Broner, listen, man. The problem is because he tried to be like Floyd, and Floyd do that shit, and he got like 5 really big bodyguards. And Floyd, people expect that shit of Floyd. But Adrien Broner got no business in the fucking strip club with the fuck shit, and he not even from Houston. Motherfuckers with money need to stay the fuck home. You can bring the strip club to you. Why you out there like that?
You probably can't handle his liquor. That sounds like a story where someone is too drunk.
Wow. And that's the same thing. Why, if you want to be that drunk, stay your fucking ass at home. That way you ain't got to worry about getting hands put on you.
And I'll be honest, it's sad to see him going through this because I mean I'm not saying he's not a contributing to the bullshit, but to the monkey shit. But you know, he was recently talking about how, you know, he's suicidal, he wants to kill himself, and it's just like, it just goes to show you, man, these dudes got all this money, and it's shit. It don't make them happy, man. They if anything, it bring out the demons even more in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, if you wasn't happy when you got money, you ain't gonna be happy.
That's a
you
fact.
You already have a peace of mind before you even get the change. You know.
This always happens too when it's someone really young, someone that doesn't know who they are, and then they get all those temptations.
That's a fact.
And then you start following the wrong people. Like, you have to know who you are before you reach any of that success.
Yeah.
Or you will be led astray.
Dre, if you stumbled upon a bag, would you change or would you be the same?
Man, I really gotta start paying attention because I'm looking at phones right now. I'm sorry.
Dre is sipping.
Okay,
I said, if you stumbled on a bag, Drea, would you change, or what? How would you be different at all? Do you agree with Matt that, you know, it's because he was immature, he didn't know himself?
I'm more about the whole, like, I don't go backwards, I try to go forward. So
right.
I don't know. I really can't call that.
You don't know if you switch up?
Would that be such a bad thing?
Damn.
That won't be a bad thing. When you get money, if you get money and you still with the same shit you was when you didn't have money, you gonna be right back where you was.
I mean, I feel like you're supposed to want to get better and do better. I mean, not like don't let stuff change you for the worse, but you know.
I feel like it just multiplies who you are.
Facts. I feel the same way.
So it just reveals the real you. So like, if you had those,
you know what? I've actually heard that getting money just magnifies who you already were in the first place.
Right.
It brings it to the forefront. I don't know how true that is because I'm poor as shit. So
God.
I don't know. So when I get money, when I get some money, I'll let you guys know how that works out for me.
Well, I would want to touch
living in the Bay Area ain't cheap though. So shoot.
I feel you. Yeah, Drea from the Bay. Drea is from the Bay, and she's a Warrior. She's obviously a Warriors fan, and she listen, man. She be going hard. I don't know how you didn't get suspended on Twitter, the way you be going hard on them players. Every possession you be sending a tweet. Draymond, sit your ass down.
It's not even really like that, you know. Just like, you know, I feel like I could probably do a better job than, say, you know, Charles Barkley is as an analyst. I could be doing that job or whatever.
Poor Charles.
It's just, I mean, it's just fun for me. Like, I don't really be going in like you think I'd be going in, T. So,
how do y'all feel about the NBA? Just real quick. I mean, is it even worth watching next season? Do you guys subscribe to the idea that, you know, everybody is pretty much saying that Warriors ruin the NBA type shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, you guys subscribe to that or
I don't. And that's not even me being a Warriors fan. It's just the fact that when you think about it, when you go through the history of the NBA, there have always been dominant teams. They have always been.
What else, I
mean, you're looking at the Celtics and the Lakers. They got, what, 16, 17 championships apiece? I mean, yeah. You've got other teams like that have always been dominant. This is just this area of a dominant team. So they're talking about the Warriors ruined the NBA. No, the Warriors are pretty much status quo, you know. And I don't know how old or how young some of these NBA fans are that don't realize that. But that's just my opinion.
Matt, you think LeBron is gonna win a chip with the Lakers? Why you laughing?
Listen. No. Not, I mean, unless the people on like players on the Warriors leave the team after their contracts, like in Clay's he's got one more year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if he leaves, if the team dissolves while he's still with the Lakers, that's the only way.
That's what you think. You don't think he can take them on, you know, with a stacked roster, like with already made roster?
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be
How you
tough.
feel about that, High?
He will never have a stacked roster because nobody else is going to come play with him again.
Facts.
I mean, Stephen A. said, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, didn't Carcino even say that? Carcino said he was going to win a ring with the Lakers.
He not going. Nobody's going to come play with him ever again, bro. Everybody saw how his teammates was dogged out last year. How everything was they fucking fault. They couldn't sign no free agent. They signed goddamn Lance Stevenson.
I think Kyrie has a better chance of getting a ring before LeBron.
Nobody wants to play with him, man.
Hey, I got an honest question for you guys. If this was LeBron and the Cavaliers, and they were the dominant team that was kicking everybody's asses and the Warriors' asses and all of that, would people still be saying LeBron ruined the NBA if he had all these all-stars and stuff on that Cleveland Cavaliers team?
Hold on.
Saying that because it's, you know, Steph. And
let me answer that.
Let me eat.
Let me answer that. I'm gonna
eat afterwards.
She is absolutely right because this Warriors team was that Miami Heat team. Nobody said a goddamn word. It was so many dick riders happy about their shit. Now the tables have turned. Now it's a problem.
Yeah, but
I hope they did run the NBA.
LeBron started it.
People are saying that Miami Heat team is nothing compared to this Warriors team.
At the time, they had 3 of the top 10 NBA players in the NBA. At the time, they had 3 of the top 10, and one was supposedly the best player in the world. They're not calling Kevin Durant the best player in the world. They're calling LeBron James the best player in the world right now. Every time LeBron always have help. And then when he get his dick kicked, then it's a problem. I'm tired of hearing the goddamn excuses. I'm with you. I hope the Warriors did run the NBA. I hope they made them readjust the whole shit. I hope they did. I hope they win 3 more championships. I hope they fuck it all up. Good, because it's trash. I'm tired of LeBron. I'm sick of it.
Matt, you think they got 3 more in them if they keep everybody?
Yeah, if they keep everyone, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
The Raptors?
But you think Clay is going to go? You think Clay is going to go to Lakers?
Oh, he might.
No.
Clay would be a fool to leave the Warriors. He has it good where he is right now. He doesn't have to work too hard. All he has to do is know his role. They all have a role there.
Something would have to change. Like something would have to change where like for him to not be happy. Like as far as I know, he's happy there. So something would have to change for him to leave.
But let me ask you guys a quick question about Clay. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Clay is my favorite player in the NBA. My second favorite player is Isaiah Thomas, right? And they just fucked him over by sending him to the Nuggets, man. I feel so bad for him. But Clay don't really show up, in my opinion, when it's game time. I mean, he come through like, you know, game 2, game 3 in the finals and stuff like that. But when it's time to go, like game, you know what I mean? Game 3, game 4, when it's on the line, I don't feel like he's dropping, you know, a lot of points like that. You know what I mean?
Don't give him the ball.
You clearly forgot about game 6, Clay.
Yeah.
What, last year? No, 2 years ago?
Against the Rockets. He won it for him.
You said the Rockets.
There are still people out there who believe that if Clay hadn't went off and went nuclear during the
I think
I'm sorry, I had a phone call coming in, but there are people out there who believe if he hadn't gone off in 2016 again, would, you know, that in the NBA landscape would have changed. You know, KD wouldn't have went to the Warriors if Clay hadn't gone off. You know.
Okay, shit. See, my memory not that good, man. I agree with you. I forgot about that shit.
He's had big games. The games where he's silent is because either Durant or Curry is shooting the ball so much, they're not giving him the ball enough for him to go off.
And see, that's the big question right there. Is his ego going to get in the way to the point where he says, "I need to leave so I can shine"?
That's a fact.
I don't see that right now, but that would be the reason he'd leave.
Because there's already been rumors about him saying he wanted to, you know, kind of spread his wings a little bit.
And he already won, you know what I mean? So
yeah. What else he got
pressure for him?
I don't know. I see him staying for now unless something huge changed.
Hey, let me give you a quote though by two of the people in their locker room, David West and Sean Livingston. David West and Sean Livingston both came out and said, people don't know how much of a shit show that locker room is.
When they say that?
Here recently. I heard it on a sports show. They said that locker room's a shit show.
Like it's a mess?
Yeah.
What?
They say on the outside it's different than what it is on the inside.
He might have. You think he was trolling?
Oh, ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. But David West he don't strike me as a cat that say much. I ain't ever heard shit out of David West since he played with the fucking with Peja Stojakovic and Chris Paul.
Peja.
Shit, you muted yourself, man.
Who, me?
No, I was just saying Peja.
Oh yeah. I haven't heard shit from David West since then. So for him to say something, I was like, damn. I mean,
I can see that, especially on like games where they lost. See someone like Green, Kerr chewing someone out.
Bro, have you ever seen them skits from RDC World?
Hey guys, don't mean to interrupt. I gotta take this phone call, but I'll be right back on the line when I get off. Okay?
All right, Drea.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, see what's going to happen. We're going to have to treat her like Lansky.
Like Lansky?
Yeah, we're going to have to do it like Lansky.
Oh, God. Please, not like Lansky.
Yeah, we're going to talk to her after the show.
Lansky don't be knowing what the fuck he be talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, we like Star be on Lansky ass about him coming. He be riding his fucking ass.
Word. But you guys feel like, you know, next season, like going back to what we were saying about, we watch to, you know, the majority of motherfuckers watch because they hate, they want to see somebody lose. You guys feel like next year we're only watching to see LeBron lose? That's the only entertaining part?
No, because you're going to have people watch the Warriors lose too.
Oh, that's true.
Whoever's on top is people, they're going to have haters.
It's just weird that we're not watching to see competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? We're not watching for the love of the sport and to see who's gonna fucking triumph and shit. It's kind of like already written, kind of sort of. You know what I'm saying?
They need to realign it, man. That's what they need to do.
That 1-16 I think it would be good.
Yeah, they need to realign it. It'll be better.
I agree with that simply because the East Coast is so much weaker.
How the fuck did that happen? How did the East Coast become so fucking trash that LeBron could go to the finals 8 years in a row?
I don't know, man. That is weird, though.
Look at the cities. There's cities that people don't want to live in.
They're trash?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
People want to go to New York. People like New York, Chicago, Boston. People like
that. Said Boston was trash.
Well, it is.
Look, the Knicks can't get anyone to live there.
And
Kyrie said he wanted to go to the Knicks.
Kyrie think the earth is flat, man. I'm almost too fucking.
Kyrie gonna end up like Melo, man. If he go,
leave Kyrie alone.
End up like Melo if he go to the Knicks.
He's special, man. His comments be fucking me up, man.
So what'd y'all think about the LeBron mural?
Dude, I think that shit was hilarious, man.
They don't like him.
Spent mad long putting that up. He spent like a couple hours, and as soon as he put that shit up, somebody just walked up on it and fucking sprayed that shit. That's crazy.
They don't like him.
So two things. The king of LA was just
king of LA.
He deserved to get it desecrated. Like, how disrespectful to everyone behind. Like, no.
He hadn't even won anything.
Yeah, exactly. You can't say that when he hadn't done anything.
Dude, Kobe is 5-2. They disrespecting him, man.
But look, what if it's like kind of like a lighthearted thing? Like we know who the real king is, but it's kind of like welcome type of thing. Because that's the narrative.
All that, I get it. It's his name, but he ain't the king of shit there.
Listen,
he hadn't done anything.
That is the narrative for the dick riding.
They should have just put welcome to LA, not king of LA, or if they're going to do the whole king thing, that he should have did a mural of all the other Lakers as kings too, and like they're welcoming him.
Oh wow, that would have been cool, yeah.
They should have told him, bitch, you need to win. Bitch, you need to win. You got 2 years.
Yeah.
You got 2 years, motherfucker. Win.
Yeah. Can you imagine that though? If he went with Rondo?
I'm telling you right now, Kobe is jumping up and down that he joined the Lakers because now people are going to start making the comparisons, and you're going to see that he's not even Kobe.
That's going to be the first thing they say is, Kobe wouldn't have did that, or Kobe would have made that shot, or Kobe wouldn't have choked, or that's what he fucked up.
He put himself in that box. I thought it was suicide, him doing that.
He don't respond well under pressure. You went to one of the most pressure-packed places.
Only thing worse is if he went inside to Chicago.
That's next. That's next.
No.
That would have killed his career. His career would be over.
Yo, guys, you know what really I saw something really disgusting today, man. I went out to eat. I was at Fridays. I was at TGI Fridays. And I just so happened to be watching the NBA channel. And they had it was a summer league or whatever, and they had the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the Toronto Warriors. Why the fuck was LeBron in the stands wearing like just a regular t-shirt, but he had on Lakers shorts that had a big, and they weren't just regular yellow and purple shorts. They were like yellow and purple, but they had the letters Lakers written like in the middle of them. And I'm like, why is he there?
He's a goofy ass dude.
Why is he there? Nobody wants him there. Like, and then you advertising Lakers. Like, what do you want? Attention? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand.
Goofy, man. You'll never understand a more goofy. He's just the goofiest dude on the face. He's the most socially awkward motherfucker you'll run into. To where he tried to sue Alabama about his barbershop situation. You ain't got nothing to do with your time. You sitting here arguing with Alabama about a barbershop?
But look, I ain't even going to look. This is for Kyrie and Sexton. This is for Kyrie and Sexton. I hate LeBron. I'm going to leave it like that. I bought this hat like 3 years ago, and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to wear it tonight. He gone.
It's a situation where I don't feel bad for him because I feel like over half of it self-inflicted.
Facts.
Like he's setting himself up with some of the stuff.
Facts.
He made me hate him when he did that shit on national TV. That fucking taking my talents to South Beach.
The decision?
Yeah, that made me mad, bro.
Not one, not two, not three.
First off, Dwayne Wade, he should be -1 championship because they cheated the Mavericks 1 year. They gave him all those fucking Michael Jordan calls. He should only have 2 fucking rings.
Let me ask y'all a question, man, because y'all can enlighten me. I don't remember the championship he won. I don't know. I don't remember who was against. I don't remember him playing. I don't remember shit. All I remember the 2 he won was Ray Allen and Kyrie Irving. When did he win?
In the finals.
When was the other one?
They did a 2-peat.
Yeah.
But who did they beat both years?
He got 1 against the Mavericks. He got 1 against the Thunder. He got 1 against the Spurs.
But the Mavericks the Mavericks was in the finals 2 years with them?
Yeah. And the Mavericks had a better team that won time. The Mavericks came out of the West, bro, and they were supposed to beat the fucking Heat. And Mark Cuban ran his goddamn mouth all year, and they was tearing their ass up with fouls in the playoffs, basically because of Mark Cuban talking that shit. Yeah, for real. I'm telling you, if you ever go back and see that finals, Dwayne Wade was getting calls, man. And it It was the first time ever that a team was allowed to celebrate on another team's home court.
For real?
First time in NBA history. The Miami Heat got to get. They don't do the trophy presentation on. Like if you win it on the road, they didn't do the trophy presentation on the floor. They would do it in the locker room. They let them do it on the Mavericks floor.
No. So I'm looking at it. It's actually his first one in Miami was against OKC. It was against OKC. It's Durant.
LeBron or Wade.
No, I'm talking about LeBron and Wade together.
Oh yeah. Because Wade won one before LeBron with Shaq on the team.
Right. So his first year in Miami, they lost to Dirt. The second year, they beat Durant and Westbrook and Harden. Yeah. And then the third year, they beat the Spurs.
And then they lost to the Spurs.
Then they lost to Spurs.
And then he left.
Then he left to Cleveland.
Then he left and went home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Well, he ain't home now. God damn it, it's time to win. Shit'll get off the pot.
Let me ask y'all a question though, man. Because in my opinion, everything from social media to everything going around, man, like everything, in my opinion, feels like a fucking script. Everything feels like the narrative is already, you know what I mean? I'm not experiencing shit for my own, you know what I'm saying, sensories and shit. I'm just living my life through like narratives and scripts presented to me. You know what I'm saying? And my question to you guys is like, what fucking entertains you guys when just for example, basketball, we already know who's going to be in the finals. Football, you already know, what team is good. Sports, we already know kind of sort of, pop culture, we already know what's going on. You know what I mean? We already know who they propping up. Like what do you guys look to be entertained with when it's like everything feels like a fucking script, in my opinion?
Go ahead, Matt.
That's a long question. Right now the NBA is such a circus, but it's one of those things where like, how can you look away?
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous, but I'd be lying to tell you that I'm not gonna be paying attention to watching it.
I don't know. For me, it's just the storylines. I don't even got like I said, it's no different than me watching the video. I don't even have to watch the video. I can just look at the comments and I find that entertaining. With sports, I can just look for the storyline. I don't even have to watch the game. It's a game inside the game. Like 2 years in a row, Durant hitting a shot on LeBron in the same spot. To me, I find that's very entertaining to me, It's weird also. It's just a lot of little stories within the story that is the reason why I even watch it. Because other than that, like you said, the shit is basically scripted.
Facts. And Matt, I almost forgot, bro. I'm mad you didn't bring it up. The MMA shit, man. How you feel about the worst, most boring heavyweight fight ever? I don't know if you watch MMA high.
It was boring?
Man.
So you're talking about Francis Ngannou against Derek Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, I thought you was talking about Cormier.
No. Was they heavyweight or light heavyweight, man?
Heavyweight.
Yeah. How you feel about that fight? That shit, I watched that whole fight. It was awful.
So Ngannou's a counter striker, and Lewis wasn't really opening up for him to get countered. And then he had just came off that loss with Stipe, so I felt like Ngannou was kind of like, what's the word for it?
Timid.
Yeah, he was like super afraid to open up after that loss. We went from seeing him super confident to now like having doubts. He was gun shy. Like there was rounds where like he didn't throw anything. I'm like, dude, all you had to do is throw a couple combos and you would win the round, and he wouldn't do it.
And let me ask you a question: is it true that they said the referee asked them were they going to fight?
Yep.
That happened for real?
He walked up to him.
He told him he would take a point if they didn't.
Wow.
He's like, look, I'm gonna deduct a point if y'all don't fight.
See, they should have refunded money, man.
Wow.
Okay, so that was the co-main event. The rest of the card was great.
Oh
Actually,
no, yeah.
The card was so good that like I forgot about that fight. It's over.
Was every other fight a knockout?
Who?
Yeah, I mean it was like finishes. So
wow.
Oh no, you know what the was it Mike Perry against I forgot his name. Can't believe I forgot his name. 1 second.
You watch MMA High?
Yeah, I fuck with it, but I have been shit, bro. I haven't watched it like live in a while. But I wanted to ask a question, man. Do y'all think? Because this is my guy, 100. Do y'all think that John Jones is a good fighter without the juice?
Have we ever seen him without the juice?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Was he on it the first time he fought Cormier?
He passed his test. What he popped for was cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, I remember that. Damn.
So is he a good fighter, or does he need to do? Because to me, I always thought he would bust a motherfucker's ass. I was like, you don't want to get in the ring with this motherfucker.
The main thing with him is his frame. If you look at his frame and the fact that he's skinny, so he can actually fight at 205. Every fighter that's like at 205 is like 5'10" or shorter.
Yeah.
And he's got the longest reach in the UFC. It's like he's got like 88. It's like 86 or 88 inch reach. So like
he's almost dragging the ground.
His size advantage is huge. It's
but
huge.
Tell me this, man. Is he a good fighter or not?
He's never lost.
Yes, but he's on the juice. If he's not on the juice, is he a good fighter?
Well, here's the thing. The one he popped, they said it was so small that it actually wouldn't even give him an advantage. But since he did pop, now it puts into question all his past fights. We don't know if he was or wasn't. But all I know is everyone he fights, he seems like his fight IQ is just on a different level.
Yeah,
like
John Bone.
See, that's what I think too. Is that not only is he better than them physically, I think mentally
he's smarter. He's way smarter than them.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. But it's hard for me to come to his defense when he tests dirty. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, it's kind of wishy-washy, just because there's certain areas of the sport where it is pretty much known that everyone was taken, because the way the testing was, it wasn't as strict as it is now. So they had ways of cycling on and off steroids. So, you know, I think the sport should be clean. I think it's a good thing. But when it comes to old fights, I just take in consideration that probably all of them were taking something.
Yeah. I think, I mean, Chael Sonnen got busted.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I think Alistair Overeem, I think he got busted. Shit. I mean, like you said, a couple of people probably, man.
Man, yeah. Especially the old fights, man. It was like in their contracts they could take stuff.
Well, let me tell you, Loki, let me tell you how far I go back with MMA. I go back to UFC 1 when there was no fucking weight class, where you had to fight whoever they put in your fucking, like, fucking what was my man? Where's Gracie? He was choking motherfuckers out with his gi, popping elbows. Back then, you could hit in the nuts, bro.
Hold on, they had no weight classes for real?
No weight class.
It was like some Fight Club shit.
Well, you had to fight who they put in the ring with you, bro.
They had tournaments where it was all in one night, so you would have multiple fights in one night. Multiple fights in one night.
Tell them, man, that shit used to be. It was like blood sport.
The thing with that, though, is a little crazy, is because they did that with K1, where they would have the tournaments with multiple fights in one night. Some of it's luck, because you got one guy that might have had a quick, easy fight, and the other guy was in a war. Yeah. And he's got to come in and do another fight.
Royce Gracie had a fight so bad against this dude named Chemo that he couldn't even make the finals. He wanted to get into the finals, but couldn't even fight the fight because his shoulder was ragging him.
Damn, yo, y'all knows.
I
Damn,
go way back
I
with
about that shit, man.
I'm about that life. Hey, listen, dudes, man, I gotta get ready to get up out of here, man. But I want to see shit. If y'all ain't doing nothing tomorrow, if we can link up tomorrow again at some point in time. I know I'm gonna stream early and try to catch one later on in the afternoon. I'm gonna be up mad early tomorrow, but yeah, I want to thank y'all for letting me on, man.
And so I get back, you guys are bouncing. Okay.
Who is that, Lansky?
That's okay though. That's okay.
No, Dre, we gonna hook up real soon. I gotta go. My man, the host and the co-host gonna still be here.
Yeah, I'm good. You know, as long as he let me know whenever you guys are doing a call, I'll hop back on. I'm actually about to go downstairs and go to my neighbor's apartment. Her dude he's been debating me on some basketball right now. That's what took me so long to come back because we were having a conversation.
She down there arguing.
Because he's a LeBron fan, so when she told him I was a Warriors fan,
we need to get that dude on. Yeah, that's what we need.
I gotta have a field day with that dude.
We need that dude on.
Yeah,
all right, Cat, I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow, man. All right.
All right, tell them where they can find you, man.
Hey, man, hit me up at Hyde Reacts. That's HYDEREACTZ, man, on YouTube.
Hit that sub, man. It's family.
Yeah, hit me up, man.
All right, peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Drea, you hopping out? You want to give them your information?
Yeah, man, I gotta go downstairs and get this dude together real quick, though.
All right, get him. Tell him your information one more time for the people that can't spell.
So, once again, you can find me on Twitter at IndelibleD. So that, I'm sure. Do I need to spell that again, or are we good?
I'm gonna type it. You got it. Put it in the chat.
All right. Anyway, it's at IndelibleD. That's all you guys need to know. I'm not on Facebook. I don't do Instagram. I'm just on Twitter. All right.
Next time you can't be sipping. We need you. We need you on point. I don't know if you was on the rose or what you was on tonight. But you was...
Give me some time. My ass was in a hospital gown not too long ago. Let me get my strength back. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Get well soon. Get well soon.
All right. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Matt, you was talking too much real shit. They had to dip. What's up?
And then it was 2.
What we doing? You sticking around or you dipping?
I mean, I'll stay a little bit longer. We might keep talking.
Fuck it. Can you want to stay on this MMA tip, or can you enlighten me on this whole Drake KiKi situation? I know it's a trend right now, but I have no idea what it's about at all. I heard about this Shiggy situation. I have no idea what's happening.
I mean, all it is like the only other song that was good on the album. People were playing and dancing to it. That's about it.
How do you feel about that? There's people saying, listen, I didn't hear it. I mean, after that whole blackface situation, I boycotted them. I mean, I never really bought Drake's albums like that either way, but that shit actually made me mad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not participating in that. But people saying that his album was a classic. How you said there's only two songs that's good on that whole?
No. I was joking. So okay. Well, okay. So number one, it is too many songs. And when you have that many songs, there's going to be filler, or there's just going to be songs that people kind of skip. They're not going to listen to. And when that happens, those songs that are skippable, like what happens is that changes people's opinion of the album. Right. Whereas if you just took those off, there wouldn't be as much negative things to say about the album.
Right.
So this is a situation where you could have like 7-10 really good songs, but if you put 10 more songs that are forgettable, then people are saying, hey, the album's not good.
No, I feel you definitely. But do you feel like he really just did that to get out of his deal? Or
I mean, that makes the most sense. right? That makes
that he re-signed to Universal, but just directly on his new contract.
Yeah. So the word is he needed 2 more albums to get out of his contract. And so that's why there were so many songs. That makes the most sense.
Right.
And regardless, he's making money. So and that's just me being like the hip hop head, being like super critical. But at the end of the day, he's making money. So,
but as you should, man. If you had to rate that album, did you listen to it front to back?
Yep.
If you had to rate it, how would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10?
So when it comes to rating albums, I like to just rate them within the artist's like discography. So instead of me trying to compare it to something that's not, let me just compare it to his albums. So as far as my favorites, I think you got Take Care, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, So Far Gone. I think those are his best ones. And then I probably would put this one next. And then I would put Nothing Was the Same. Then Thank Me Later. And then Views. I think Views was his worst.
Damn. Hey, what was I going to ask you, man? Oh, shit. I was about to ask you something else. Some shit that I was thinking about, but I can't even remember what I was about to ask you. Fuck.
Talking about music.
The beef. What happened? Where's the track? Where's the response to Adrien? Where is it? He coming out with freestyles and brand new songs right after he dropped 20, 30 songs on them niggas' heads.
Do you watch Needle Drop? He reviews.
I don't watch him, but I know of him. I stopped watching him a while ago.
So watch his review of Scorpion. And he points out how there's these songs where Drake's bragging about. These are obviously old songs before the Pusha beef. So that's another thing. I've had the feeling that diss song made him change stuff on his album. And it's pretty obvious because there's certain songs where he's kind of addressing stuff. And then there's stuff that really doesn't make sense after hearing that diss song. Like, why would it be on the album? Like, there's one song where he's essentially saying like he has no competition or anything, and Needle Drop points out, like Pusha, it's basically all these songs where he's pretending to be hard, and Needle Drop's pointing out that those don't mean as much because he never responded to Pusha.
That's a fact, and I feel like you need people with a platform that'll come out and be objective like that. I will never understand how Pusha literally murdered his career, and I have not. They said that there was light jabs or subliminals on his album, but it was not one diss track. You know what I'm saying? Like every song he would say something different. You know what I mean? But it wasn't one diss track where he went back at him, and I just like
he lightly talked about the sun, and my conclusion is the reason why there wasn't response is because basically he had nothing on Pusha, and everything Pusha said was the truth. Like I'm not quick to jump to conclusions, but when he even talks about on the album that he hasn't seen his son but like once or twice, and Pusha's calling him a deadbeat dad, I'm like, well, it's what it looks like. He looks like a big hypocrite to talk bad about his parents, and then he's the exact same person.
Wow.
And honestly, wow. I feel like Pusha exposed him. He makes great music, or he releases good songs, but I think Pusha was more directing him as the person, which is someone we don't see because there's this facade of him pretending to be something that's not actually who he really is. And we see that with a lot of artists. The record label, they create these personas, and that's not really the person.
Facts. No, absolutely. That's just great, impeccable marketing. That's why when I look at somebody like Drake or Well, yeah, I'll say Drake. I was gonna say LeBron, but the NBA markets him. But as far as Drake's brand, I mean, the dude came out talking about some, what the fuck was the name of that song? I can't even remember the first name. It was with Timberland. What was that song?
Song with Timberland?
Yeah, baby, you my everything.
Oh,
you all I have.
I didn't know Timberland was in.
I thought he was on it. I thought he produced that. I don't know. Correct me if
Did he?
He was like, "Baby, you my everything. You all I ever wanted." And now he talking about 300, 605, look alive, shoot you in the neck, triple X. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how does that happen? You know what I mean?
That honestly goes with the whole, in my opinion, him not writing his own songs.
That's a fact. That's a good ass point. Because then he's susceptible to.
Because he's just performing what someone else wrote. So that might be what the person wrote.
Yeah.
Is being true to themselves, but it's not actually who he is.
That's why it looks like a transition in personalities.
Yeah, that's why it's not consistent.
Wow.
Look at the consistency of the perspective of which he is on his songs. It's constantly different.
Right. That's a fact. Because once he just came out talking about shooting a nigga in the neck, and then the next song he's talking about KiKi. Do you miss me? I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be objective. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even gangsters, even killers go home and they love people.
It just makes the hard part less realistic or believable. Like, which one are you?
It makes it, for me, I think, like you were saying, it makes it hard because he has a ghostwriter. If he was really writing that shit and really doing that shit, then I'd be like, like a DMX or like a not like people. What I grew up to, they were really doing what they were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or for a certain amount of them were. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lost. I'm lost on that.
At the end of the day, it's the authenticity, and it's hard. It's hard. I think he's shown though that he's at the part where he's like too big to fail. He's already got so much exposure, so many people know about him, so many outlets. No matter what he makes or puts out, it's going to be on the radio, it's going to be in the clubs. Like, it's kind of hard to take that down, even when people are exposing you.
Do you feel like that because hip hop was founded on authenticity? It was a time where if somebody sounded like another person, you had to go home and switch up you had to create your own style, and then you had to come back outside. Do you feel like that authenticity is ever going to go back to being like important or a factor?
I think the reason it's changed is because hip hop it's now mainstream. It's like pop. Like, you're getting rappers performing songs with pop artists now. And so it's not like originally hip hop was originated from the streets, and you had to get approval by, like, if you were coming out and you weren't being true to yourself, the streets would expose you. Like, that's where your credibility was before anything. And so a lot of that's dead and gone because it's more like labels, just business. People are approaching it just business and money.
It's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what's so crazy. Everybody's argument seems to be, yo, he's whack, but niggas will respond and say, oh, he got money though. He getting money though. But that's not this. We're talking about art here. Because when it becomes about money, then that's what you see. You see what's happening. Everybody sounds the same. Everybody looks the same because they all trying to, imitate whatever the other person is doing to get that bag that they get.
It devalues the art.
That's a fact. And that's what we're talking about. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just say you hating and that nigga getting money. And I'm like,
well, look, if that's all they care about, then whatever. But if someone asks me, it does make it difficult to view it the same way or even really listen to it, to be honest with you.
I feel you. And you've been MIA for like 2 weeks, man. You all right?
Busy.
Catch your body?
Working.
Did you catch your body, or was you on some Eminem shit?
I've been trying to finish this album, and I finally got my home studio set up, and then Thursday, my computer, the one I use for recording, it got a virus.
Wow.
So Friday, I brought it to a repair store, and so I'm hoping to get it back. Because what I want to do is I actually want to do like a vlog of the making of each song. So as I make the songs, I'm going to release videos on my channel showing like me making the songs.
Right.
Just so I can release more content, because pretty much just learning from past experience was, you know, I was spending all this time trying to make the perfect album, but I was going months without putting out any content. So when I finally finished the project, I put it out, but no one knew about us. So it kind of didn't matter as much. So now I'm focused more on like building a following. So when I do release music, more people actually hear it.
No, absolutely, man. And hopefully, you know, this platform that we're on now, people can hear all of us and hear this enlightenment, and just, you know, maybe they can fuck with our, you know, personalities and then support us. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I started a YouTube channel, to really get a following of people that fuck with me as a person. And then when I put out, you know, a product or something, they feel, you know, let me support this person that I fuck with. You know what I mean?
Right. Anything that's going to help people get to know you more, then that just makes sure that the people following you are following you for the right reasons. They're following you because they actually like who you are as a person,
right?
Not this person that they think you are,
right?
Which is a big deal,
right? You know what's so crazy, man? I remember what you said in the chat room one time. You said, you said, damn, my brain. I wanted to ask you like 3 things at one time. My brain is scattered. Dead ass. You said, damn, hold on. What'd you say? You said,
damn, what was it about?
I can't even remember.
Oh, you don't even remember what it was about?
I wanted to ask you like 4 things at once.
Which video was I typing in?
Man, we was in Hyde's chat room. Damn.
Was it the money thing?
What was that about?
Damn. He was talking about you know, paying off debt and how to make money, and
I think it was in one of those. I don't think it was in that one, but I forget what you. Damn, I can't believe I just forgot what I was gonna ask you. God damn it! It was some real shit too. Fuck it.
I just remember him talking about the making money and people spending their money on the wrong things.
No facts, but like you were saying, like, yeah, like just try to build up, you know, a person, because I feel like those people, those trendy people, you know, they might buy your album, but the next album they might not buy. You know what I'm saying? They might not. A lot of people that be playing Drake in their cars and all these artists in their cars, they're not going to pay to come to your show. They're not going to pay for merch. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm trying to do, is really just make a platform to where not only me, but everybody that comes on here can promote their self. And this is what I was going to say. Did you see how far I came since the last time we did a live? We actually had people in the comment section this live.
Oh, the chat room, dude, yeah.
Did you see?
Moving on up.
Did you check out the comment section?
Yeah, I was looking at it as we were
hard for a good 3 minutes, man.
Yeah, man, stick with it. So I think it's actually the smartest thing to do right now is to.
Oh, no, let me stop right now. Oh. What you said was, we are the new media. You said alternative live streams, or, you know, alternative streaming.
Right. So audio. Yeah. So now there's no excuse for anyone, because we have the internet, we have all these outlets, these sources to to get whatever information you're wanting to get out there, you have platforms now. So instead of people, like, let's just say 10 years ago, if you wanted anyone to know about you, you would have to go through no telling to be on these networks on TV. And how much money would you have to spend? Now you can just pull your phone out, use your internet, and you reach directly to the people. You don't have to have them. And it's the same thing with the record company. There's no reason for anyone to ever sign a record deal in the environment now when you can do everything yourself, save all the money, and make and not have any middleman.
That's a fact. And like you said before, only thing you really focus on and really investing your money in is distributing.
Right. And that's cheap.
Facts.
So like right now, the main thing for anyone and everyone is it's at the end of the day, it's attention. And how much attention can you attract and then direct? So if you have a big following, then you can essentially direct them wherever you want. And so it's not even about what you're doing, because like, let's say you're doing this right now,
right,
and you have a following, but if something came up and you stopped doing it, well, you could, whatever you do, the next thing you do, the following is just going to follow you to that next platform. So it's not so much about one goal for one thing. If you have a big following, they're going to follow you no matter where you go.
Facts. And can you elaborate on how, it's attracting, but can you elaborate on directing on how to
so for example, let's say you give out so much value because at the end of the day, if you're giving value, then that's why the person's going to care and tune in, because you're giving them something. Right. And that's why they're tuning in. So you're giving value. If you give so much value to them throughout their day and you're consistently doing it over and over for free, then when you ask them to do something, they'll do it.
Facts.
So let's say you put out all these videos talking about basketball, and then you wanted to write a book about the stuff you talked about on your channel, and then you came out with a book, those people would be more inclined to buy your book. But you don't ask first. You have to give. So you have to give value. And then after giving so much value to the person, then they're going to almost feel inclined to pay you something because you've given so much to them.
Facts. Absolutely. It's like you tapped into their psyche. And you're damn near, persuading them or programming them to be like, yo, you fuck with me, now fuck with my pockets.
Right. And they'll want to. So there's an article. Let me type it in. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
There's an article. And let's see.
See, when I'm talking to you, man, I can't even be in the chats. I gotta that's what I'm saying. Like when it's like this, I gotta listen.
All right, so I just sent in the chat an article. It's called 1,000 True Fans, and so it's basically setting a realistic number for you.
Wow.
And it's basically saying, look, if you have 1,000 true fans,
do you want me to screen share, or you just want to roll?
We can just roll. I mean, if they rewatch this, they'll see it in the chat.
Gotcha.
So, and if not, I'll say it right now. So it's 1,000 True Fans. You just Google search that, and it's the very first one by Kevin Kelly. So it basically breaks down. So like you have a lot of people that say like, oh, my goal is to be rich, or my goal is to be a millionaire. And I mean, that's a very like unrealistic goal. Right. This is showing you that like, so 1,000 you could reach, right? Like on subscribers, you could reach 1,000 on YouTube. That's possible.
A
That's
lot of people have
attainable.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is saying if you have true fans when you release products, if the true fans are the ones that always buy your stuff. So like we're talking about if you release if you're an artist and you release an album, they're going to buy your album. That's the true fan. Okay. So if you have 1,000 true fans, depending on the price of your products, you can actually make enough to make a living to where you can just do that full time. And so when I say make a living, it's not making millions of dollars. It's whatever you think that you need to make to get by like right now.
Facts.
And figuring out exactly how many people you need to follow you to do that.
Wow. That's crazy. You
So
only
like
need 1,000 people.
yeah. So and when you say it that way, man, it makes it feel like, oh, that's actually something I could do.
Absolutely. People think you need 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Look, let's say you're right. Let's say you had 1,000 true fans and you came out with a product that cost $50 and they all bought it, right?
It's money.
All right. That's 50,000. Let's say you just made 50,000 for the whole year. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? So like it's breaking it down to where you're actually thinking about just making a living off what it is you're wanting to do and setting it's just a mindset. Once you see that type of mindset, it makes sense where it's like, oh, okay. And a lot of it is just being optimistic and not negative. You got to be positive. So this is something where like it helps you stay positive knowing that, okay, this is something that I actually can do and it's reachable. Because I feel like when someone sets the goal so big, million or going viral, like the odds of you making a video going viral are very low. And so when that doesn't happen, that's going to discourage you and it's going to promote you to stop. And so you need things that are going to promote you to keep going.
That's a fact. But how do you stumble upon articles like this? Where do you get your information from when you're trying to level up like this?
Okay, so I got this from Tim Ferriss podcast. A lot of the stuff he does is, I wouldn't say self-help, but it's like self-improvement. So he's constantly like being a guinea pig, like trying different things and seeing what works. And then like his podcast is really good. I'll type it in the chat. So it's Tim Ferriss. And he interviews like world-class performers, and he asks them like, what's their daily routine? And so the questions he asks them on his podcast is actually stuff you can apply to your life the next day. Because he's like, okay, when you wake up, what do you do? You know, he kind of asks how their day is. And a lot of it is routine. So, for example, this is funny. So, like, when you ask, when interviewers ask most successful people, you know, what attributes to their success, a lot of them say, my passion. You know, find your passion. But that's kind of a bad answer for people. And if you really think about it, they're not going to say, well, I'm successful because I'm better than everyone or I'm smarter than everyone. They're not going to say that because that would be bad for their brand. So they say passion. But when it comes to success, a lot of it is just routine and systems in place. So it's their day-to-day. What do they do during the day that's actually getting them towards the direction that led them to their success? And so the main thing would be is constantly focus on self-improvement and skill stacking. So if every year you're constantly adding to your skill set of stuff you're getting better at and diversifying your skills to make you more unique and different than anyone else, then you're going to stand out.
Wow. Can you see the screen at all?
Yeah. Yep, that's him, Tim Ferriss. So he has several books. The 4-Hour Work Week is his first book that got him kind of famous. Tools of Titans is basically summaries from his podcasts, but yeah, it's super interesting, something you can just listen to. And he's interviewed all kinds of famous people and just asked them like it's questions that you could apply to your life.
Facts. This is all his books he came out with. He came out with 6 books.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So like I think the body one's about like exercise. So he started testing all these different exercises, seeing what works and stuff. I think the chef is about your diet and food.
Now let me ask you a question, man. When you are reading, people's work like this, are you agreeing with everything they're saying? Are you just taking bits and pieces of information that they're sharing?
Some of it is you have to try it yourself and you see what works for you. Because it's not one size fits all. So there's going to be things that you see that you like. The Tools of Titan book, I want to say he said you could read it in any order you wanted to. So he breaks it down on stuff like different categories. And
right.
So I like read the stuff that interests me the most first, and the stuff that I thought was like useful, I remembered, and the stuff I didn't, threw it away basically. So, but a lot of it is just reprogramming your mind to think differently in order for you to create change. Because if you're just doing the same stuff, the only thing you're guaranteed is things are going to stay the same.
That's a fact. Do you feel like right now you got tactics of a billionaire or an icon?
Maybe the mindset, but not the work ethic yet.
Right.
So there's a lot of things you have to be self-aware. So I know, like, for me to get to where I want to be, I know it takes a lot of work. Right. And so if I'm not where I want to be, I don't play the blame game. It's a lot of looking in the mirror and saying, okay, well, I know I'm not where I wanted to be because maybe last week I didn't do so much. It's like holding myself accountable, which is something, I can adjust. And whereas this whole, blaming other people, I think that's a losing mentality.
Absolutely, man. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Every time I talk to you on the panel is one thing, but every time I talk to you one-on-one, God, I never even heard of this dude before, man. You know what I'm saying? We went from KiKi to motherfucking Tools of Titans. Only on this podcast can we, whatever, live. What?
Hold on, let me.
We went from this dude right here. We went from this dude to fucking to billionaire tactics.
Let's see, on his podcast, I think he says he's had over 100 million downloads.
Wow. So
he was on Joe Rogan's podcast and they told him like, hey, you should do your own podcast. And so this is an example where like just watching how he kind of approaches things, he just keeps trying new and different things. And so if we had looked at just his failures, he probably had thousands of failures. But along the way of those failures, he was constantly learning new things and improving. And he applied those lessons to the next thing he decided to do.
Some shit right there, man.
So for example, let's say you set a goal. A goal is very specific and pinpoint. So if you don't reach that goal, instantly you're kind of telling yourself, oh, you failed because you didn't reach that specific goal. Whereas if you're looking at from acquiring skills and learning, it doesn't matter. Even if you failed, you know you're going to learn something that you can apply to the next thing.
Facts. Damn, every time we talk, man, we go out there. We go out there.
Well, so
I get tired of talking about fucking LeBron and Charlamagne.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked you guys what entertains you guys. What, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit get boring after, you know, a while.
Right. So I listen to several podcasts. Different ones, they, you know, pique different interests. I actually haven't listened to Tim Ferriss in a while. Lately, I've been listening to Scott Adams. Scott Adams is the author of Dilbert.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So every morning he does a live Periscope, and he'll like commentate on the news. But the way he commentates on it, it's, you know how like if I turn it on CNN, they're going to tell me one story, but if I turn it to Fox News, it's the opposite story.
Right. The narrative.
Yeah. So what he does is he kind of like he explains what both sides are doing, and so when he does that, it seems like he's being way more objective because he's kind of acknowledging the two different storylines. So I kind of just stopped watching the news. I just listen to him talk about the news because he's being way more objective about it.
Can you put his information in the chat too?
Yeah.
That sounds real interesting. Do you have to have Periscope or, you know?
No. So like he'll tweet it on Twitter.
Right. And
you can and it'll pop up and you can start watching it on Twitter as well.
Or because I don't even know what Periscope is. I heard it was like Snapchat a little bit.
So Periscope is, I mean, it's essentially like what you're doing right now on YouTube.
Right.
You just do live videos and people can chat with you, and it's just a phone app. And you can actually probably find, let me see.
Twitter kicked me off. I forgot I'm on timeout. I can't even open Twitter.
Actually, let me go so if I went to just straight to his Periscope, you can watch all of his previous videos too. So, but yeah, every morning he goes live and he just starts talking about it. And so I learned so much from him about cognitive dissonance and biases and essentially how the brain works. Like we think that people are, what's the word? We think that people, like you think if you just told someone the facts that like, oh, you told them the facts, they should change their mind.
Right.
That's not usually the case. And so he talks about how to persuade people. And a lot of times persuasion has nothing to do with facts at all. It has to do with people already having preconceived thoughts of what they think is real. And so when you persuade people, you have to do all these different techniques. But he pointed out like flags of cognitive dissonance. And since then, I can't go on Twitter without seeing people in full blown, like essentially hallucinating. They're not even. So here's a good example. A good example would be, I told you exactly what I thought about an issue, and people are very defensive online. So they think you're arguing with them. So you might actually agree with them, but what they'll do is they'll take what you said and they'll kind of change it and they'll repeat it back to you. And it's not what you said at all. And they do that in order for their mind, like their worldview, to stay the exact same and they don't change.
Wow.
For example, I would say like, I don't believe this, and they would go, so what you're saying is this, and it's not what you said at all, in order for them to stay correct. And so it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy how the brain works. And he talks about that all the time, and it's super interesting.
And you know what? Going back to what you were saying, this dude had, so you only need 1,000, you know, whatever followers, 1,000 people supporting you. This dude has 66,000 and some change supporting her. Up 66% on that shit.
Okay, so I just sent on the YouTube chat the video. So people actually take his it's either someone's taking his Periscope videos and they're just reposting them on YouTube. So he has one video. I'm telling you, just watching this one video will completely open your mind to like a world you didn't know existed, as far as like how people think. It's crazy. Essentially, everyone has like these preconceived thoughts, and we could debate on how they got there, but there's certain things that they believe to be true, and it's very hard to get them to change. And so they'll actually take the information, the facts that they're receiving, and completely change them in order for their worldview to stay the exact same.
Wow, is that the definition of cognitive dissonance?
Essentially, yeah. So cognitive dissonance is basically when you're witnessing someone, that you give them information that actually maybe points out that what they think is flawed. So like, let's say you believe the grass is purple, and I show you evidence that the grass is actually green. Cognitive dissonance would be you taking all the stuff I just told you and completely rewording it in order for your thoughts to stay the same and believing that the grass is purple.
Wow. Okay.
And
I hear that shit all the time, but I never really knew. Nobody really gave me a layman's term definition of it. You know what I mean?
So the craziest thing about this is everyone does it. Everyone does it. And you don't know if you're in it or if the other person's in it. So what I've done though is I'll like at least catch myself and acknowledge that maybe I'm in it. So there'll be times where I go to respond to someone and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm about to do it. So like it's super, super interesting. Like after you watch it, you're gonna be like, wow. And honestly, you might get hooked on his videos like I am.
Oh hell yeah! Because look, I mean, basketball season don't start for a couple of months. I don't watch football. Fucking music is trash in my opinion right now, you know. So I need something to entertain me, man. That's just a straight fact. I mean, you know what I mean? I really want to study these billionaire tactics and like the video you said. You're gonna definitely got to send me a link to that video, bro, because I definitely if you talking highly of it, then you know I want to see what it's
about. Let's see.
This is for everybody listening. This is the level up hour. This is the level up segment of the show. You know.
All right, I'm sent to you.
Word, I got it.
Okay, so it's crazy. So the way he breaks down the news too is 2 movies on the same screen. So it's 2 different people watching the TV screen and they're seeing completely different movies.
Wow.
And that's what he's breaking down what's going on, what you're seeing, like when people are talking about Trump. And it's after you listen to him talk about it, you see it everywhere. It's like it's a huge eye opener. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, this was a video you sent me. Oh, okay. I thought it was a picture. Oh shit. What is that? That's crazy. Can you see it?
Yep.
Oh shit. I wish I could. If I click on it, it blows up. But
yeah, I want to say if you play it on here, YouTube might try to take it down. I don't know if they'll flag you.
Yeah, I was waiting for Get up out of here.
I guess we could wrap up the live stream.
Word.
And you could watch it real quick.
All right, shit. Well, look, man, I appreciate you coming through, bro. Shout out Hyde, shout out Drea from the Bay. This was how long we been on for, like an hour and a half.
Let's see. Ooh, we get close to 2. Yeah, we should wrap it up.
Nothing ever gonna top that first live stream. That shit was almost 4 fucking hours, bro.
Oh my goodness. We talked about so many different things.
No, you can. That's what I'm saying. That's why I like having you on, because people can go back and listen to that Real Rap episode 1 and still get information that they're not gonna hear anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So shit, bro. It's fucking Real Rap episode 4. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Matt, tell them where to find you.
All right, so you can find me on YouTube. It's m.a.t. And then on Twitter, it's MAT_YOU.
Gotcha. Y'all follow this dude, man. He know what the fuck he's talking about, man. This is the dude I turn to when I'm puzzled. Real. So I appreciate everybody for watching Real Rap episode 4. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody that came through. Love y'all. Hey Matt, next chat, I'm gonna have a couple more people up in here, man. It's gonna look like a zoo in this motherfucker.
Let's do it.
You see how I leveled up, man. We had like what, 1 or 2 people in that first.
Hey, the more you do it, the more people are gonna come.
You know what I'm saying? But I need y'all. I need the panel, man. The panel is what makes, everybody come back. You feel me? So I appreciate you making time, bro. Real Rap episode 4. Peace.